Friends, let's go ahead and begin. And I want to remind everybody, particularly friends who are new to uh, the Spokane Sangha and Recovery Dharma, for the month of August, we have chosen a theme to explore, which is patience. How to cultivate patience and all the many different applications of patience. We have to remember that to really fully understand and embrace the quality of patience, we also have to understand and embrace its sister, which is all the ways we are impatient. Because once we understand the conditions that stir up these arisings, we suddenly feel the emotions related to them decrease. And it is one of the tools that we have in our pocket is meditation and coming together and just reflecting on this. So that's what we're going to be talking about today and for the rest of the month. Today we've got a special guest, however, and I want to introduce everybody to Tom, who is wearing a beautiful Purple Harmony t-shirt today. Thomas is Tom, many of you may know him, and if you don't, he is on the board of Recovery Dharma organization. He is the creator of the meeting spreadsheet. And so this guy has made these meetings globally available, nationally available, and his effort with his team to get that spreadsheet updated, you can imagine it's a pretty monumental act of service. And so he is here to provide our meditation today. And I also wanted to introduce him because Lo and I are going to be on retreat at the end of the month for about 3 weeks into September. And for the 3 Fridays that we're gone, Tom will be facilitating those meetings. So I wanted you all to have an opportunity to listen to him, to meet him, to enjoy his wonderful, wonderful energy. So with that, Tom, take it away.
What a nice intro. Thank you so much, Julia. Um, uh, I love what Julia does. I don't know how Julia does what she does, but if you ever write to Julia, she writes authentically back to you, and then like writes a whole, not just a paragraph, like a page, and then she does this for everyone. And I don't know how either I don't know how she like conjures this. Maybe she uses AI. Yeah. Anyways, this is a very. I listen to the podcast that is on Spotify, and I'll share it if you haven't heard of it. So if you go to podcasts and you search for Soul Center, and then you click on the podcast one, Julia Hayes will pop up. And you can share all these Dharma talks with all your friends and listen while you're working out and listen while you're driving to wherever you're driving and so forth. And so I've been listening to the things that Julia shares. I find it just absolutely amazing. Sometimes I don't want to leave the car, even though I've reached my destination. Anyways, so I'm here to talk about unpredictability, uncertainty, and not knowing. And let's see, there's a quote in the Recovery Dharma book. Hopefully this doesn't disappear. And it says, oh no, it says, remember that whatever your experience is right now, it will pass, often in unpredictable ways. And I find that like a Buddhist version of this too shall pass. I think it's really helpful. And so we'll do a meditation on uncertainty and accepting uncertainty. It might be part Dharma talky-ish, but hope you enjoy. So I'm going to go ahead and ring this bell. Welcome, friends. And this will be a meditation on sitting with uncertainty. If you haven't already, you can find a comfortable position to sit or recline or lay down, whatever you find benefits your practice best. Notice any tension in your body, and if you feel it, breathe into it. Let the breathing heal it and breathe out and let go of the tension. And you can follow your breathing as you normally would. There's no special way to breathe. The Buddha said, while breathing in long, just know that you're breathing in long. While breathing out long, just know that you're breathing out long, or short, or deep. And it's the knowing that you're breathing and the quality of the breathing that the Buddha really pointed out. And you might notice you're breathing in your shoulders or chest. Maybe you feel it at the abdomen. Or you can feel it at the nostrils. And wherever it's most suited, you can use that as an anchor. Something to come back to, something you'll always have. If you step out of the present moment into the future, you can come back to your breath. If you step out and think back to the past, you can come back to the present moment with your breath as your anchor. And so just stay with your breath for a few moments. Great. And so you can bring to mind a situation that you've been a little bit worried about. Maybe you feel like you don't know what's going to happen. Maybe you have some difficult emotions around it. And once you imagine this situation, think about how the situation is causing you to feel unsettled. If you haven't thought of it yet, maybe it's a decision you need to make, or a future event you're uncertain about, or a path you're navigating without clear direction. And visualize this uncertain situation as much detail as possible. And approach it without getting lost in the storyline. And connect with your feelings about this uncertainty. And see if you can, as an observer, watch your feelings, your emotions about the uncertainty. You can see them arise. You can see them arise in response to this situation. Maybe it's curiosity, doubt, apprehension, vulnerability, joy. What emotions are surfacing for you? Right. And I'd like to share a little story um, that comes from China. It's an old story. You may have heard it. It's called The Lost Horse. So once upon a time in ancient China, there was a wise old farmer who lived in a small village, and he was known for his equanimity and his ability to remain calm in the face of both good and bad circumstances. And one day, the farmer's only horse ran away. The villagers came to console him, saying, "What misfortune! Your only horse is gone? How will you work the fields now?" The farmer simply replied, "Is it a misfortune? We shall see." A few days later, the horse had returned, leading a whole group of wild horses back to the farm. And the villagers saw this and exclaimed, "What great luck! Not only did your horse come back, but it also brought more horses with it. Now you're rich with horses." The farmer again responded, "Is it great luck? We shall see." The farmer's son began to train with the wild horses, but while doing so, he fell and broke his leg. The villagers were concerned again and said, "What a tragedy! Your son has broken his leg, and now he cannot help you on the farm." The farmer, as before, replied, "Is it a tragedy? We shall see." And a short while later, the kingdom went to war. The king's soldiers came to the village to conscript young men for the army. They couldn't take the farmer's son because of his broken leg. The villagers commented, "What a blessing! Your son is spared from going to war." The father calmly replied, "Is it a blessing? We shall see." And friends, that's a story about, of course, unpredictability and how this man embraced equanimity. And by embracing equanimity, kind of letting go of clinging to certainty and being able to accept uncertainty, was able to free himself from the prison of worrying and not knowing. And we can do that for ourselves too, with the practice of equanimity. And as we come back out of the meditation, Notice how you're feeling. Notice any discomfort and allow yourself to feel it. Allow it to be there without trying to fix or change it. And notice if you have any feelings or sensations of change. Allow any discomfort to come and go, just like waves in the ocean. And you can bring yourself back to this time and place and feel yourself in the room you're in, safe in this moment. Okay, thank you, beautiful friends. Hope you enjoyed. I'll just pass it back now, I think.
I think that is it. And so I'm going to hand it over to you, Tom, to take us out with a dedication of merit.
Thank you. It's been an honor and a pleasure. So, we dedicate the merits and goodwill of this meeting to all suffering addicts. As we have learned from practice, great pain does not erase goodness, but in fact informs it. May all who cling embrace the freedom of letting go. May all hearts awaken to compassion, recovery, and peace. May all who suffer hold the light. May all healers share the light. May our recovery be an offering to all beings. Thank you.